Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower. Modern Grower is your source for time and labor-saving farm tools, such as the PaperPot Transplanter, Quick Click Seeder, and the Jang Direct Seeder. Turn laborsome tasks into free time with tools by Modern Grower.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you have learned and that maybe us as growers or just as people from our Amish brothers and sisters who are out there?
Yeah. Well, community obviously has been substantial, in my life, and even going from the military, which is by and popular culture is kind of considered to be like the ultimate brotherhood or whatever you want to call it. My experience was that was some of that, but I find a lot more community with Amish farmers than I ever did in the military or anything. And so, yeah, I think, even as they progress and some of them are starting to have cell phones and computers and they drive tractors basically like a car, they still hold very true to that sense of community. Now, there's also, there's some negatives that come with that where some of the communities that I know, they almost drive that too far where they reject everyone who's outside, everyone who's outside of that community. That's obviously not healthy either. But yeah, really, really, relying on your neighbor for, if you need some milk, you don't go to Walmart to go get milk. You walk across the street to your, that's certainly a big part. And then the other one too is I always tell the story of, so we used to live in Tennessee. We moved up to Kentucky. The first person I kind of made friends with was I had to go up to a farm store, a local farm store, just for some feed or something, and the guy who owns it is an Amish guy, and he was same age as me, had kids the same age, and that was kind of just the first friend I made here in Kentucky, and so the first people we kind of started like going over to their houses for dinner and spending time with and stuff with was all Amish people, and every time we walked into their house, the first thing I noticed as soon as we walk into the house was that they don't have TVs. And so their living rooms are set up where the seating is all in circles. And so their living rooms are made for conversation. And so like the focus of the whole house, how the house is arranged, is all focused on conversation. And so if you walk into any other, normal American household, you look and the whole house is oriented toward a television.
Yeah.
And that's how our lives are. We all have these little pocket televisions now, and we're always just like watching. You go to the bank. It's like I can remember being, a kid, and you go to the bank or to where you get your license at or whatever. And my dad would just like randomly talk to just whoever was in line next to him.
Just to pass the time,
just to pass the time. You get there's nothing else to do, so you just talk to them. But now if you go, literally every single person, and it's kind of a funny experiment whenever you look at it. It's like, just go, the next time you go anywhere in public, just look anywhere there's a line, and like every single person will just be like head down on their phone, and so that was like really striking whenever we first started like going to dinner at their houses, and then eventually it got to a point where we like came back to our house and we were kind of like, we need to get rid of the TV, because like, not because we think that television is inherently bad or anything like that, but it's just like, what do you want your family and your household to orient towards? What do you want to be like centered on? Do you want it to be centered on like the box on the wall, or do you want to be centered on conversation? Or we replace the television with like this huge bookshelf, and our kids love to read, and so just what do you want to emphasize inside your own home? And so yeah, I think those two things are kind of what we picked up immediately from the Amish was, definitely rely on each other. And then, what do you want the focus of your home to be,
Hey there, guess what? If you're a farmer, you can have your low tunnels paid for by the NRCS. They have this cool new program where farmers can get $4 to $5 for each square foot to help with a Quick Hoops low tunnel system, frames and fabric included. It's like free money to help you grow more stuff on your farm. Want to learn more about Quick Hoops and the NRCS program? Click on the link below.